So, Mike, this is just your management tidbits to especially C-suite level. If you're speaking to, say, a CEO of a company right now and they're just grappling those issues, what are the top 3 pointers you'd give them to just how to manage this whole animal of culture and strategy?
How are you viewing your people? Do you have parent-child relationships with them? Never mind stern parent, naughty child relationships. Or do you have adult-adult relationships of mutual respect, where you assume that people who've been attracted to your organization have something to offer, and that you don't know it all? And the phrase I really love that I came across recently in this wonderful book, Think Again, by Adam Grant, is confident humility. So that I'm confident enough to know what I don't know. And Professor Edgar Schein, this wonderful, he's in his 90s now, former MIT professor, has written books about humility and asking more than telling, including and not least board members. Instead of lecturing and pontificating to management and then finding out that what you are telling them to do they've already been doing, or they tried it and it didn't work, to ask respectfully. I think this sums up my current thinking about good leadership, not just now, before too, but particularly now, to flatten that pyramid, to give people a voice and to be less efficient with your time, thereby being more effective.
It's very interesting you mentioned that, because we might assume that it's just a management problem, but if you also don't have the blessing or the guidance from the board, it becomes a bit difficult. If you also don't have a board that is looking towards how do you get better. You know?
Yes, you have guidance from the board, but not pontification, not directives, not instructions. And so there is that, again, adult-adult relationship between management and the board. And a lot of our work involves board-management alignment, or board-board alignment between the chairman, chairwoman, and fellow directors, and between them and the CEO, particularly, above all, between the chairperson and the CEO. That is the most critical success factor. And when I have been, and where I am now a chairman, I know that if that doesn't work, you're in deep trouble.
How is that? Just explain that. Because you'd feel like maybe the rest of the team just need to talk to the CEO. Why that chairman CEO?
Well, first of all, it's the chairman who does the performance review, the appraisal of the CEO. And there has to be that kind of a coaching relationship between the chairman and the CEO, the development, the giving of constructive feedback so that the CEO can do the best possible job to be at their best. When I was chairman of the council of KCA University, I had that relationship with my vice chancellor. And we worked as a team to then help him build his senior management team, and then the next levels, and the student council leaders and so forth. All adult-adult type stuff. Mutual respect, all part of the same team, not pushing against each other in zero-sum games, like politicians do and have to. So this aligning of energy is important. And the symbols of it, the central focal points in an organization are between the chairperson and the CEO. And so the chairperson builds consensus around the board, the CEO around the senior management team, and cascading downwards. But it's through these two individuals. And equally, the board engagement shouldn't only be with the CEO, and shouldn't only be with the senior management team. The more the board is exposed to other people, away from head office at other levels, the more they get a real sense of what's going on, which is again requiring trust. That the CEO doesn't think that people are going to squeal to the board about them, that it's not going to be a gossip thing, protection, revenge, all this sort of nonsense, so that everyone knows everyone and can contribute to a common vision and living common values.